Hello viewers, welcome to Dailies on TVRC. I am Patrick Vincent, and joining me on set today is
Oh, you look what are you doing, Samuel?
reading to your hearing is a Vanguard newspaper.
And with me is Punch newspaper. On the front page of Punch newspaper, ex-minister's foundation gets tax deductible certificate, raises 200 million naira. Lekki Deep Sea Port will create 112 jobs. Shun corruption, group urges Nigerian. On the same front page of Punch, Olusegun asks politicians to tackle unemployment. Insecurity, Ibira communities ban festivals in Ondo states. How Adeboye's wife surprised me with call, says Bakari. Many CSOs are PDP members in disguise, says Kayemo. On the same front page of Punch, 137 directors failed test to become school principals. 578 days strike. Angry lecturers dumping facilities as to lament. And on the same front page of Punch, $418 million. Malami has abandoned AGF rule, says NGF. Two children dies in Lagos. Building collapse. On the same front page of Punch, NDLEA arrests grandpa, intercepts 2.3 million naira drugs shipments. Black marketer's wife, children die in Lagos explosion. Vandal caught with 13 solar batteries in Lagos. On the same front page of Punch this morning, going to business. Striking workers crash power generation to 43 megawatt, says federal government. Federal government concludes takeover of 4 discos. Same on the front page of Punch. Undisbursed loans raised Nigeria's World Bank debt to $21.15 billion. And from politics, Obi Group, IPOP tackles Mayetti Allah. No serious party can reject Tinubu, SDP spokesman. And let me take this one before I go into another one. Onanuga, Alake Kayema to lead Tinubu media team. Yeah, Mr. Kintunde, what's your take on this? Let me take this one also. Courts remind Kwara pastor for raping 3 sisters. Let's take it from here. This thing has becoming an occurring decimal in the country, that people don't see it as crime again. Rape here, rape there. So now, courts remind Kwara pastor for raping 3 sisters. But while going through the news, is these 3 sisters are the biological daughters of this pastor. So what's your take on that?
That's more or less like an incest. It's a very terrible one. You know, if you could have a canon knowledge of your daughters, it's uncalled for. It's against the tradition of the land. It's against human tradition generally, that the daughters that you give birth to, your own personal daughter, you have a knowledge of them. It's so terrible.
Okay, let's take a look at this one, because this one we have been warned. The citizens have been warned from black market, selling of fuels and the rest. Now we have black marketers' wife, children died in Lagos explosion. So what's the advice on this?
Well, it's still part of one of the economic crisis we are facing in this country. If we have fuel we have enough fuel in the depot, like in all our gas fuel stations. Don't be need for anybody to want to engage in a kind of black market, or to want to be a pioneer, or to want to champion any kind of setting up PMS in the black market. It's still part of the economic crisis. I would just advise and admonish the government to encourage movement of all these fuels from depot to different stations, so we have them in abundance. We have enough of them, so that all this kind of occurrence will not happen. Will not just be kind of not be a factor.
Okay, before we go to ASU strike, let's take this one because let's take it from grassroots. This one says 137 directors failed test to become school principals. As in, these are the people that are nurturing the children that will go to an institution. Yet they all failed test to become a principal. What's your take on that?
I used to say something like, "If you wears a shoe, know where it pinches." So sometimes, and again, there's what we called. I used to also use this popular saying that says that proper preparation prevent poor performance. Sometimes all these directors, so many of them graduated a long time ago, but they've forgotten that one day that something like this would definitely happen. Perhaps most of them, it's not as if they are not brilliant. Most likely, most of them must have relaxed, hoping that it's going to be business as usual, without knowing that there's always a day of reckoning. Where those things, as we were taught back in the days, would definitely be opened up to, would be a challenge to you. So, in my opinion, I think maybe some of them relaxed. So, it's not a good news for the country that directors are being demoted so they are being demoted like that. What we are actually hoping, or we are praying for, is that everybody will keep on progressing to a greater level and a greater height.
Okay, let's take this one lastly. Well, Sean Corruption Group urges Nigeria. Now let me take one of their quotes here that says it's high time the citizen rose up to stop corruption or risk being consumed by it. What's your take on that?
Remember, I think on one of our program I said something that it has become a cancer, a cankerworm.
Yes.
That if not cut off, we definitely destroy the country. See, corruption is even becoming, has moved from the higher level to even below the radar. So even our nursery schools, go and check the way people are approaching issues and ideas. Approaching it like even parents, family. Look at the social structure, the social stratification. Look at the family. Sometimes if you're not doing well, your daddy tends to favor those that are bringing in the money. Either it is the money is legitimate or illegitimate. You see, sometimes I saw something recently, kind of a footage where the boy that brought his report card to the father. The father, had added some money to the report card, and the father was praising the boy, and the one who scored, a reasonable mark was like being, was given a kind of the backlash, and he was receiving the backlash that he was receiving it, and the guy knew within himself that he passed more than this his brother. So that makes, in essence, is corruption seems to be hitting, seems to be moving into every corners in Nigeria. So.
Okay, all right. So let's take this one quickly because I've promised our viewers that we're going to take it. That 578 days strike, angry lecturers dumping facilities as well lament. So what's your take on this?
It's not a good news for the country because there's this brain drain. If we have brain and nothing has been, those who are supposed to be in the classroom, they wouldn't want to. There's not going to. They wouldn't want to let their brain down. They want to look for go to other areas where their brain could be put to use. So, and this strike is causing that already, and they are getting tired. And they will definitely most of them will jet out of the country. They'll move out to private universities, either in another African country. And funny enough, we have qualified professors, we have eminent professors, we have erudite professors, we have scholars of highest pedigree in this country. If we miss them because of this nonchalant attitude towards the strike, it's going to be at the detriment of the country. I just hope that the government wake up on time. Because if you lose all these people, who will come back, who will serve as a model to other lecturers? We have professors, we have emeritus professors everywhere that even universities want them to remain. Universities are still saying, no, you cannot go. We give you, your office still remain. They make them emeritus professors. So if you're not using them, they wouldn't want to, get drained off. They'll look for other areas. So it's just so terrible.
Well, thank you very much. That's what I have on my
All right, on the front page of Vanguard, strike. Federal government mulls prescription of hassle. PDP crisis. Atiku camp may call Wike bluff. Announced campaign committee. Again, on the front page of Vanguard newspaper, Nigerian student becomes first African to win 108-year-old award. Get $10,000. You are a source of inspiration to many, Omar Agege tells Olu of Warri. COVID-19. Experts calls for research on local remedies. This is also on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. Winds of change in Zambia, Kenya election could also be seen on the front page of Vanguard. Tribunal, my faith in judiciary unshaken, says Oyetola. Still on hassle strike, estate firm trains 20 Akwa Ibom undergraduate in SIROE. This is also on the front page of Vanguard. Okonjo Iweala, books on why corruption endures in Nigeria. How high NAC brought 26 countries to Nigeria against all horde. Could also be seen. That could also be seen on the front page of Vanguard. Okowa Sanwo-Olu Okezie Abiodun, other win United States awards. Rising costs of sanitary pads, women go back to local ways. It's also on the front page of Vanguard. PDP crisis, Atiku camp may call Wike bluff. I think I've read this already. Yeah. Tinubu will win 2023 presidency. A cleric predicts. Ogiame Atuwa said the third. Beacon of peace, says Macaulay. Federal government set up 12-man committee to produce Port's book of record. 3 ABU lecturers get Chinese governorship scholarship. This also could be seen on the front page of Vanguard newspaper. And finally, 2023, Sheikh Money remains the deciding factor in Ekiti politics, says Atiku coalition. Mr. Sam, federal government set up 12-man committee to produce sport books of record. Do you think this highly commendable? Don't you think this highly commendable? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, it's highly commendable. So far we see how these our Nigerians how they perform in the last Olympic. Is it Olympic or what?
Yeah, I think Olympic and the Commonwealth. Yeah, the Commonwealth.
If you see their performance there, they really break a lot of change that has never been done before. So I think federal government are looking into sports that these are they want to put money into it, and I think this is a good move from them.
Yeah,
and it's to encourage others. It's very encouraging. We are moving from the era of this is my son, I beg. Take on with him. So like we are having capable and able people, able youth that can do this thing in charge. I think this is another good thing for them to route for more athletes and talented people.
Yeah, and again, don't forget that it's not just actually now. We have people that has actually they've been at the limelight of Nigerian sport.
Yes.
In time, in retrospect, and now. Don't forget the likes of Mary Oyali, the woman. Don't forget the likes of Austin J.J. Okocha. Don't forget Kanu Wakwo. Don't forget Shegun Odegbami. Don't forget so many of them. Obafemi Martin. So many of them. I think it's a good development.
Yes.
So, and again, this one, PDP crisis, Atiku camp may call Wike bluff, announces campaign committee. Look at the crisis between Atiku and Wike. don't forget the BOT chairman, the board of, I mean, virtually the leadership of PDP. They've been trying to settle this rift, but now the Article Committee, they seems to be jettisoning that arrangement, and now they want to just go ahead to form the committee. Don't you think it's going to cause a whole lot of problem?
To me, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but to me, I don't think it's going to cause a lot of problem. Though there may be problem, but I don't think it's going to cause a lot. Because I see the way that if they should dwell on this crisis between Wike and Atiku, the time of campaign will have gone. They have tried the best they could to make sure that they settle this thing, but it seems that both sides are not. I don't think they are agreeing on the terms. I don't think they have a considered. They want to agree on it.
Let me just let me just come in. Don't you think all Wike is expecting is for Atiku to come to come himself in his person, to have a kind of a one-on-one discussion with her? Well, don't you think this what Wike is actually expecting?
Well,
and it's also a River State. It's also a factor in the Nigeria election. So saying it's a bluff, it's going to be a tantamount to do failure.
Let's assume that Wike emerged as a aspirant to PDP or presidential candidate. Are we going to? Do you think that Wike will also go and meet Atiku on this aspect? So let's take it like that. I don't think because let's assume that the election was rigged. Is another thing. The election was not rigged. The man picked whom he wants to be his running mate. Now, so they should. I think they should. The best thing they could do is that they will set up a committee. They set up a committee that will be talking to Wike and set up another committee for their campaign
so that they won't just won't waste any time.
So they won't waste time.
Okay, let me quickly before we wrap up this morning. This Osun election, my faith in judiciary unshaken. Oyetola, don't you think this man should just accept this election in good faith? And this, it's quite evidential that the man won the election on popular votes. It was voted for by people of Osun State. But this man, the incumbent governor is still like, okay, maybe let me give it a try at the level of, and he's still believing firmly in judiciary.
Well, last week his case was dismissed. The case was dismissed that this case does not have this kind of, it does not have roots. It has nothing to do. But in terms of Oyetola, he's not spending his money. Actually, he's spending on your Osun State money. So Osun State people, they are the ones that will come on that the way they spend our money, because this money is state money. Okay. So when you are spending state money, it doesn't concern you, and you want to spend it to the extreme. But I think that instead of spending money going to court for something that you cannot win, use the money to do something good that will be at the betterment of the state,
and it will become a landmark.
It become a landmark, so that people will know that like that of what happened in 2015, that of Jonathan and was Buhari and Jonathan. No, Jonathan just accept the fate.
Yes, and he put a call across to even Buhari to congratulate him.
Yes, but now look at the.
That's what we call the spirit of. That should be the spirit of sportsmanship.
Yes, there is no rift between them, nothing, and they can even meet and even hug each other. So I don't think that's a news.
Okay, all right, viewers at home, you've had it all. This way we draw the curtain for today. We remain your humble host. Do join us next time for another exciting episode. Bye for now.